Once you have cleared the mdc.edu/vote page, it will take you to registertovoteflorida.gov. You'll first need to fill out the eligibility questions. You must check that you are a citizen of the United States, as well as affirming that you have not had your rights taken away for being a convicted felon or mentally incapacitated. If you have questions about either of these, please read the Student Election Guide. Then you'll want to click Continue. Then you'll want to check, is this a new registration, a record update, or a request to replace your voter information card? For many of us, this may be our new registration. Then be sure to read through the personal identification information. You will need your Florida driver's license or identification card, as well as the issued date, which is the date that you got it, and that can be found on your identification card, as well as the last 4 digits of your social security number. Go ahead and grab these things now before you keep going, because if you do not have either of these pieces, you will not be able to keep going. Then you will want to put all of your information here, here, and here. Then put your last name, first name, and middle name if it applies, and suffix if it applies, which is the first or junior or senior, and your date of birth exactly as it appears on that identification card that you used above here. Then you'll want to check that you're not a robot and continue. Then it will take you to step 2. The first question in step 2 is your political party preference. You do not have to pick a party, but you may at this time, and please keep in mind that Florida is a closed primary state, which means that in a primary election, only Democrats can vote for Democrats and Republicans vote for Republicans. If you choose to not select a party, you can select no party affiliation. Then comes what can be the most complicated part, putting in your address. First, just the zip code goes right here. Then make sure to select the city/county in which you live. Then put the house or street number only. If you live in an apartment, do not list the apartment. Then the street name only. For example, 104th becomes 104. Do not include north or southwest or any other directionals. For example, this is 104th Southwest 104th Street. You only put 104. Then click Look up your address. It may give you more than one option. Select the option that matches where you live. Then click Use this address. It will pre-populate the entire address section. If you live in an apartment, also enter your unit type and unit number here. Be sure that this is also your mailing address. If it is not, then you will need to fill out No and fill out where you want your mail to be received. For most of us, it is the same as where we live. If this is a record update, you will need to change your name or the address where you were last registered. This is where you would do that. If this is a new registration, you can just skip this section. Then we get to the personal information. This entire section is also optional, but I want to highlight that signing up for your sample ballot is always a good idea. They will email you your sample ballot weeks in advance of the election, and this gives you time to research candidates and really understand what you will be voting for. So I highly recommend that you put your email here and here so that you may receive your sample ballot directly from the Department of Elections. This section is also completely optional. And last but not least, you will have to identify if you are one of the following: an active duty service member, the spouse of an active duty service member, a U.S. citizen not living inside of the U.S., or none of the above. For most of us, it will be none of the above. Then click Continue. Then I'll take you to the final step where you will review all of your information. Be sure that it is all correct, and then at the end, you will check this oath and click Submit. It will show you this online voter registration confirmation page. Feel free to print your receipt. It may take 1 to 2 days for your information to show up, but please keep checking back to make sure that your registration has gone through. If you have any questions, you can contact your supervisor of elections or email us at ised@mdc.edu. And you're done. As always, visit mdc.edu/vote for more information.